everybody. And it's been a minute, but here I am to talk about one of the movies that has haunted me like nightmares for months now. And that is The Dark Knight Rises. It's like roadkill. It's disgusting to look at, but you can't help looking at it anyway. It's some bullshit, yo. I was very disappointed, and I've seen this movie one time, and it's like, how could it be this? How could people say this movie was great? Sure, there's some great ambience there, visual things to see or whatever, but this is me, and this is how I felt from watching it the one goddamn time I watched it. First off, alright, they used Harvey Dent's death by Batman, which we know is not true because we see the movie, of course, to pass the law to shut down criminals basically from getting out. You know, no three strikes basically in a nutshell. Alright, we get that. So Batman retires for 8 years. First he said he's the bad guy, so this is what I'm taking about. He's gonna fucking retire being perceived as the bad guy as an excuse not to be Batman. That's how I feel. Who says it's true? Maybe, maybe not. But think about it. He retires from being Batman. He's walking around his house with a beard and a fucking cane. Selena Kyle breaks in, steals his mother pearl, and he gets the itch to be Batman again. Now it's just saying there's still crime going on, and we know by DC comic standards, by Bob Kane or whoever write this shit, who wrote and made Batman the character he is now, the prominent character that he is now. You know, damn, no way in hell is no law passed like that will stop Batman from being Batman, basically. It's just either he's gonna go until he can't go no more, as we've seen in even Batman Beyond and Return of the Dark Knight, the DVD, the animated feature based on the Frank Miller novel, which I feel is better than The Dark Knight Rises. But let's get back to The Dark Knight Rises. Okay, so like I was saying, Selena Kyle steals his jewels and his fingerprints to help sabotage his company, which he's fucking already doing already. I forgot all about that. He's doing that already because he invested in some project and realized it went nuclear and he put all his money into it, and then he fucking stops caring about being Batman and his own company. The own company that keeps him rich, he stops caring about. And where the fuck was Lucius Fox to tell him about the way shit is going down at the company, that the company's hemorrhaging and losing money? Like Lucius said, your company's hemorrhaging money, but yet he's building all these toys. That's some bullshit right there. We know damn well, Christopher Nolan, what are you doing? I don't see. This is the problem with pretentious directors, man. They got this vision and the source material is irrelevant, like he said. So he running his company down into the hole and doesn't even realize it, or maybe he just doesn't give a shit. Who knows? So alright, back to him being physically unfit to be Batman. The doctor told him he had no more cartilage in his knee, so he gets a magic knee brace. Okay? He hasn't fought crime in a minute, but he's able to put the suit on and just go right back at it and still be at his prime. Until he runs into Bane, of course. Now, this interpretation of Bane, if it wasn't for Tom Hardy, I wouldn't have cared for it in the not even in the slightest. You know, Bane is of Hispanic origin. Bane uses venom. Yes, I know it's Christopher Nolan's interpretation, blah, 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 but no, fucking no, alright? It's just, Tom Hardy gave the performance, but no. Because all we know is that Bane was always a mask with the mouth free. We know that already. All right, we get that. He's a terrorist. Bane is just not this calculated, but that's just going way into it. So all right, he runs to Bane, who in this interpretation is trained by the League of Shadows. All right, secretly by. So I'll get into that in a moment. All right, but he's trained in the League of Shadows. He's basically a combination voice-wise between Sean Connery and Darth Vader, if you ask me. But that's it. I mean, like, he runs into Bane, and this is very uncharacteristic of Michael Caine, of Michael Caine's Alfred, who sat there, who sutured Bruce's stitches from dog bites, tended to his bruises, make sure he got up and got about the world and continued to be Bruce Wayne, even though we know he's Batman up here now. Or is he? Because this interpretation is just didn't do it for me. But, alright, so he like, Master Bruce, don't you see that this guy's faster and stronger than you, and you just can't win? Bullshit! That's some fucking bullshit. You know damn well Alfred would never leave him. But he leaves him. And then that letter he burnt, he brings that up. And come on, man. Come on, man. That's just, alright, that's it. Alright, let's get it in a nutshell before my camera dies. Bruce is unfit to be Batman. Some bitch steals his fucking fingerprints and his mother's jewels. He goes after her, and he wants to be Batman all of a sudden, because I guess the 8 years of crime building up in the street, despite the Dent Act, wasn't enough for him to be Batman. And I guess he didn't care about striking fear into the enemy's hearts like he proclaimed in Batman Begins. But alright, he gets back into being Batman. He runs into his match with Bane. Bane beats the shit out of him, throws him in a fucking pit in Istanbul. Okay? Istanbul, or whatever the hell he's at, is across the world. By this time, like I already said, Bruce Wayne done went broke, handed his company over to Miranda Tate, who we don't have no kind of clues that Miranda Tate is actually Talia al Ghul, who hates Bruce guts in this movie, when in fact in the comic book we know that she has a child by him who is the current Robin, and she dies pretty lousy, like. But alright, he hands the company over to us. So he's been back in the pit. His back is broken. A whole bunch of rapist doctors fixes his back with a magical rope. He's doing push-ups again. Yet he got ninja training, and he can't make a jump that a girl made on her first try. And that girl was Miranda Tate, who was Talia al Ghul. I know you've seen the movie already, but he couldn't make that. And something as simple, even I knew him. It wasn't even a surprise to me. I was like, he gonna do it without the rope. Just like that. With that emotion on my face, when my friend Madeline sat next to me, I was like, he gonna do it without the rope. And sure enough, he does it without the rope. And he gets out of there, leaves the whole, I guess he throws the rope down there for them to get out or whatever. And he somehow makes it back to Gotham City with no money or no resources. And Gotham has already been cut off from outside world. The military kept getting killed trying to get in. The police, which were foolishly sent all down underground to go after one guy's gang, they sent the whole police force. That's some other bullshit right there. Okay, all right. So he gets back, and Bruce gets back into Gotham. He has a suit hidden after, even though Bane stole all the prototypes for the tumbling stuff, he just manages to have his bat suit hidden still at the industry. I'll let that slide. But the bat, you know, I knew when he was like, I fixed the autopilot on it earlier. You knew at the end when he flew the nuclear fusion bomb out there to see that he wasn't in it. So when people thought, I wasn't even, I was like, okay, I'm just waiting for him to show up at the end. And it all goes back to that point Alfred said, alright, I imagine seeing you in this cave. I know I have a shitty British accent because I'm not British. It's just, I imagine seeing you in the cave and all this. I don't see the cave. I'm so stuck on Batman in the cave and shit. I imagine being somewhere one day and seeing you and stuff and looking over and we glance at each other and you have a wife and some children, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. There was no kind of romantic tension whatsoever between Selena Kyle and him. He just bones Miranda Tate, just like out of the blue. Just like, okay, here, sign over my company. Here's my reward to you taking over my company. The lights done went out and stuff, but that's the least of the problem. It's just the script was a piece of fucking shit. It was a piece of dog shit. I mean, I'd rather fucking face dive into a pile of dog diarrhea and stay handstanding in it for like 10 seconds. I'd rather fucking bungee jump off the George Washington Bridge by my testicles. I'd rather get beaten in the head by Bane as Batman. You know what? I'm out of shit to say. I don't know where I was about to go with that last line. But Dark Knight Rises, totally overrated. I don't believe this movie made $1 billion. I just don't. Dark Knight, arguably, I can arguably see that because of Heath Ledger's death, that movie was successful as the way it is. But me thinking The Dark Knight was overrated, this movie is way overrated. Alright, okay, I'm gonna look here, and I'm gonna look right here, and I'm just tired of Batman. This is just so out of my qualifications that I'm just gonna phone in the script. I already made them over $1 billion with the last 2 Batman films, so what I'm gonna do is just give them anything. I'm Christopher Nolan, I can fucking do that. That's how I felt, how he was with the third movie. You know, despite good performance by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who turns out to be named Robin. So that's your cheap way of putting Robin in the movie without putting Robin in the movie. Fuck you, Christopher Nolan. You're overrated. The Avengers still shits on The Dark Knight Rises. I'm just disappointed. I'm just highly disappointed. And that's all I have to say about that. You know, I was thinking maybe I should give it a second chance and check it out on Blu-ray and see some things that I didn't see before, because I did that with The Dark Knight. And The Dark Knight turned out to be better than I thought, even though it's still overrated. But this one here, if I can still vividly remember how bad this movie was, I don't know. Because all I can remember about The Dark Knight, and I've seen it a few times because I have it over there on Blu-ray and I've watched it repeatedly, The Dark Knight was not that bad to me. Even though I feel Nolan made a mockery of the Batman mythology with his interpretation by making it so, try to make it so grounded in realism. It was, no. Even, we know Batman is just a human and stuff, but congratulations. You turned out to make Bruce Wayne just another rich guy with $1 billion, with a million, billion, whatever dollar suit and technology. He was not a detective. The fight scenes were erratic. This wasn't Batman to me. This was named Batman. You should call this the movie named Batman. Batman Begins was the most Batman it could be, even though the fight scenes in that was erratic too. Oh my god, the camera work was so terrible in that movie. But it was still, in the essence, Batman. Alright? Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson feels more Batman than anything that's come after that. Alright? Batman and Batman Begins was good. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin were dog shit, basically. They were big toy movies. They were just number of movies to promote toys, basically. It was a toy. It was like, I could have took all its shiny suit toys that you never see in the lore and make them into a movie. And that's how I feel. The best 2 movies were 89 Batman and Batman Begins. Dark Knight Rises sucks. It fucking sucks.